time because after the match was over, I was like, I don't know if I want to do this anymore. But what made it fun is the fact that I shared the locker room with him, and he made it such a great experience. For those who don't know, if you guys were here in 2019, I had the privilege to share the ring with Cycle Stands as he gave our retirement match here in the center. We did a dancer fundraiser here, and he did me the honor. And I feel really bad because I did a boo-boo and I busted him open by accident. I just wanted to say in front of everybody, I'm deeply sorry. And I love you very much. But before I show this video, this is going to be a surprise for you. We brought somebody out here from far away. And if we can please have our good friend come up into the ring to share this moment with us. Coming up here, Mr. Brian Sargent.
Woohoo!
Surprise! Also worked with us many years, many moons ago. And I think we are retired, but Stan is still going. I don't know how that goes. But I'm going to go ahead and give Brian Sargent the opportunity to talk a little bit, and we're going to pass the mic to Stan, and then after that, we're going to show the tribute video. So, with that.
Hey everybody, I know everybody here has absolutely no idea what so we try to gotta use the man voice. Yeah, I'm talking a little bit louder, sorry. But first I want to thank Lewis. I reached out to him about a week and a half ago, told him I was going to be out here, and he actually graciously offered to have me do this. So I want to thank Lewis for letting me be a part of the show. Now we're on to this over here. I've known this guy for 34 years. We met freshman year of high school. You can do the math. I'm not going to do that. And I can tell stories for hours about it. The first story I'll tell is when we met him, he was a kid in town. He moved from another town over, and we couldn't get this guy to say a word. It was like mumbles. We really didn't say anything. And now we're getting him to shut up. So
That's true. That's true.
I apologize to everybody. Cindy, I extremely apologize.
Thank you. Thank you. Yes. Yes. Yes.
Many more stories. I mean, there's a time he had half a crowd to think Evan Nash was his father. 5-hour, 6-hour Raw tapings at the Coliseum in Haven, Connecticut. Those were long Monday nights and tired Tuesday mornings in high school. But after school, we got out, we trained together, we started the business together. We've been to wars many times. And I busted vocal too. Don't ask me that. I don't feel bad now. You should. He deserves it all the time. He does. But I mean, yeah, that being said, I would love to do it again. It's just physically not possible for me, unfortunately. But we lived the dream. We've been fighting 26 years now, and we learned it. And I don't know what else to say, man. I'm proud of you. Congratulations.
Yes. Still got a little bit.
It's now official. 2025 Hall of Fame. Cycle Stand.
Lewis kind of covered my whole introduction. A long time ago, when I first started in wrestling, I knew of this young guy over in one town over from me up in Connecticut named Cedano, who run a public access TV show where he plays some really horrible videos. But that is how I was first introduced to him. But little did I know that Lewis right here had the golden ticket into wrestling. You see, this man, when he was about 20 years old, he owned a fog machine and lights, which is key to get onto any wrestling show you could possibly want. And we wrestled twice up in Connecticut together, we wrestled once in New York, and then a good 18 years goes by. I haven't heard from this man. All of a sudden he finds me on Facebook and we become friends again. And he starts showing up to my shows, but then he gets an itch that he wants to do one more. So I can say, honestly, that EGCW exists to this day because that man wanted one more match, and when he wanted one more match, he said there was no one in this business he trusted to have that one more match with than me. So I appreciate that, Lewis, and now we're here at the 4-year anniversary. EGCW exists because that man wanted one more match with me, and I appreciate that. Next thing, if you've seen me over the past 10 years, you see me wear a lot of gear. This happens to be the most personal gear I have ever worn. I wore it today as well. Right above the I on the front of the shirt, there's a C. That is for Cindy, who's standing right there, who's been with me for over 11 years. On the back of the shirt, there are 3 skulls. Each skull has one name of one of my children in it. Anakin, Julian, and Braden. The only gear I've ever had with my whole family on it. Now, I want to let my kids know that I love them. I am proud to be their father. There's a twist. I had back-to-back 6-year horrible relationships where I was emotionally, physically, and mentally abused. I had 2 choices in life. I could escape or I could die. Both times I chose to escape. It had nothing to do with my kids. I wish my kids were here all the time. But I had to do what I had to do to live, and I wanted to be happy. So I hope they don't hold it against me. And I hope one day they can know the full story as to why things aren't the way they are. Now, just want to let you know that 3 times in my life I've been homeless. I've had absolutely nothing, living in my car, living in my van, sleeping there, finding hotels at Disney that I could take a shower in because it was free. And on the last time I was homeless, I saw a Facebook post about a hot dog over at Disney World, and I saw this beautiful blonde lady made a comment on it, so I struck up a conversation about the price of a hot dog. And shortly thereafter, this lady asked me, "What do you want?" And I answered her simply, "All I want in life is someone to love me." And now I can tell you for 11 years, that woman has done nothing but love me. And she said to every single show I've been on, and I cannot thank her enough. And Cindy, I love you for it.
I love you too.
Sorry guys, just need a minute. First 15 years of my career, I want to tell you, absolutely sucked. I had no direction. I was not allowed this microphone. No one would let me talk. I was allowed 30-second jobber matches for 15 years. Until one day, I was sitting there looking at Facebook, and a lot of you guys might know this guy. His name is Scott Matthewson. You know him as the Night Stalker.
Right here.
He made a
Right
post
here.
in Florida Wrestling about a show he was going to be on, and he tagged me in it. And bitter me, sitting at home, quickly replied, "Do not tag me in this stuff and put this stuff on my page." Shortly thereafter, he wrote me and said, "Do you want it to be a booking?" And I took that booking, and that was my entry into Mid-Florida Wrestling. So to Scott sitting out there, I want to say thank you. You opened the door for me, and I appreciate it. Now after that, I believe it was my third show ever on there, Tom Palladino, a lot of you know who that is.
Yes.
He wanted every single match on the show to go 10 minutes. I was the third match on the show. The first two matches both went 5. I'm standing at the curtain, my hair is soaking wet. I'm ready to walk through the curtain, waiting for my entrance music to hit. And Tom walks up behind me and says, "We're way ahead of pace. I need you to go out there and waste some time. Can you cut a promo?" I looked at him and I said, "Absolutely," because I've been waiting for this my whole life. I went to that ring. I did not have a clue what I was going to say, but I gave the most passionate promo I have ever done in my life. 15 years of anger and frustration came out, and when I returned to the locker room, all the wrestlers that were back there were standing on their feet and they were clapping for me, telling me they did not know I had that in me to do.
Yes, right.
And that was the first time in over 15 years I felt accepted into wrestling, and that is a night I will never forget. Then I really got the courage up because I've been going to NXT shows with Cindy for over 2 years. And there was always this little girl out in the audience that they seemed to enjoy on TV. Her name was Izzy. I started to ask around what my ideas were, and everyone told me I was crazy and do not do it because you're going to tarnish your own career and you're going to ruin everything. I didn't listen to them, just like I usually do. I called up Tom Palladino. We had a 2-hour phone conversation, and when I gave him every single idea I could possibly think of as to why a 10-year-old child should be my manager in wrestling. It took me 2 hours to convince him to give me one night only. He said, "You can have her for one night and we'll see how it goes." That one night turned into 2 years of Izzy by my side. I want to thank Izzy for that. I want to thank her parents, Jenny and Cody, for allowing me, or I should say trusting me with the safety of their child to never get injured in this ring. And now, a lot of you might wonder where she is right now. Izzy is currently living in Texas and being trained to be a professional wrestler by Thunder Rosa. And I want her to know that I am extremely proud that you are chasing your dreams. And lastly, you kind of shocked me being here because first, I have a list, and he's actually the first name on the list. I want to thank Brian Sargent for being here tonight. A lot of these names you're not going to know, but they mean a lot to me. So thank you to Brian. Thank you to George Platis, Tom Platis, Christy Cool, Joanna Skokorski, Bill Martinson, Michael Mendez, and Mike Van Valen. Without these people, I would not be alive today. I would not be wrestling today. My phone is always on. They can call me. They can text me whenever they want. I am always here. And lastly, because I know I'm taking up a lot of time, Lucius, why give me that eye? I want to thank, rest in peace, Tom Palladino.
Yes.
He's the only promoter that not only trusted me with this microphone, he trusted me to have a 10-year-old manager, and most of all, he trusted me to be his heavyweight champion. Next, I want to thank Lewis. What else can I say other than thank you for allowing me to continue all these years on your show. We made it together, and I appreciate you booking me every month. That's a hint, keep booking me. And lastly, I want to thank probably one of the nicest people I've ever met in my life, and that is Billy McLeod.
Yeah. Billy McLeod, he's nice.
I've worked for Billy for years for now, and I want to say, we seem to have the conversation every single time, and I walk up to him right before the show, and I said, "Billy, what do you want me to do?" And he has so much trust in me. He said, "Do what you do and get the crowd involved." And that is the only direction he ever gives me. Everything else is on my own, and he has absolute trust in my decisions, and I appreciate that. And lastly, as I'm about to get out of here, in wrestling in the world, there is no such thing as a hero without a villain. And I am proud and I am honored to be the villain of this story.
Yeah! Woohoo!
All right, guys, we're going to go ahead and go on to our very next.
Woohoo!
Thank you, Stan. Thank you, Stan. Thank
That was good.
This next introduction
Surprised, huh?
is something special.